Hello, everybody. My name is Merrick, and today we're going to be talking about if statements, another really pivotal, crucial part of coding that can really just help us work through problems very easily. So let me share my screen here and we can get right into it. Um, dun- okay, so here we have an example lab problem right here. Write a program whose inputs are three integers and whose output is the smallest of the three values. If you were to input something like 7, 15, and 3, you would output the smallest integer, which is 3. So this right here is a very, very simple example of basically how to use if statements to the best degree. But let me kind of dissect this just so you can have a better understanding right here. So for this program right here, the way that we set it up right here, we created a scanner so the user can input a number or input a set of three numbers, that is. And then we clarified that within the scanner, there would be three defined numbers, number one, number two, number three. Pretty simple, right? In order to start this right here, you have to make assumptions with coding and then change the assumptions based off of the code. So something needs to be initialized. You can't be working from nothing. Basically, you have to have a foundation and then you can decide which way you want to build from there. So we're going to start out with the very first number is going to be clarified as the smallest. Well, yes, I know, as you can see here, the input 7, 7 is not the smallest number. This is where if statements come in to where we can correct that. We have to start with something. So when we start out, we initialize the smallest number being the very first number, right? We now create an if statement that would say, if the second number is less than the smallest number, which in this case is number one, but we specifically made a variable because that can change. If number two is less than the smallest, number two now becomes the new smallest. Pretty simple, right? This whole loop goes through. If this is true, then it'll run and the number two will be the smallest one. If not, now it'll hop over to the next if statement. Number three is less than the smallest, then number three will become the smallest right there. Very simple, very to the point area. At the very end, we'll then output the smallest. Here, this one, I'll give you all a little brief demonstration right here. So as you can see here, example inputs. This works with anything right here. You just input three numbers. If I were to input, let's see, 15, 8, and 10. So as we all know, 8 is the smallest number here. And the first number is not the smallest, even though that's the way we initialized it. But by using these if statements, it runs through the numbers and determines that number two is smaller than the first one, but number three is not smaller than that. So as you can see here, after we enter this, enter, it outputs 8, which is our smallest number. So that's a little crash course on if statements. Thank you all very much and see you in the next episode.